Hello and welcome to my channel. I remain your humble host, Imanwachuku. Tonight we kick off our discussion on the origin of family. The origin of family. Family actually started right from creation, right from the first chapter of the first book of the Bible. That's how far the family goes. From the Bible, we discover that after God had created everything, the fowls of the air, the cattle of the field, the fish of the sea, the vegetation, the atmosphere comprising the hydrogen, the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, and everything that will sustain life, ostensibly creating a conducive atmosphere for life to exist. God introduced family. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, the Bible accounts how man came into existence. God said, "Come and let us make man in our image and after our likeness." And God created Adam and then created Eve and brought them together to form a family. Just the two of them, a male and a female. Bear in mind, God didn't create two males or two females, but a male and a female. The same way he created animals, birds, fish, to have male and female, because they need to be mutually complementary in terms of their reproductive capabilities. There's something about the male that must complement that of the female to bring about life, to create offsprings or children that will continue the existence of the human species. Where I have to emphasize this is that today in several societies, even governments of such societies are encouraging by way of legislation that a male can marry a male and a female can marry a female. Some have gone beyond the human beings to even allow the human species to marry animals, what you call the bestiality law, which is an abomination before God. When God created, the Bible said, "Don't you know that he who made them from the beginning made them male and female?" So there is no provision for a man to marry a man, even though we are asked not to talk about it. We are asked to embrace it and smile and take it with open arms. But the truth is that this is an abomination. It is a slight on the chastity of nature and the wisdom and intelligence of God. We have to call a spade a spade. The issue of male marrying male and female marrying female is only one of many cases, of the sinful nature of man. It is conceived from that sinful nature that keeps craving more and more evil sexual perversion, even the kind of things we take into our body to abuse our bodies, like hard drugs. People smoke paraffins. People smoke rubber. People smoke animal dungs. Do you think those things are natural? They are not. They are born out of the sinful nature of man. The same way sexual immorality, craving for homosexuality, bestiality, and so on. But that's not the topic of today. The little deviation was necessary to emphasize on the fact that the things that we are introducing into life are a perversion from the chastity of creation, and it's a slight on the intelligence of the Almighty. But let's park that by the side and continue our discourse on the origin of marriage. We have seen that from the Garden of Eden, after God has created a conducive atmosphere for man to thrive, for family to thrive, then he introduced family by creating Adam and Eve and putting them in that beautiful garden called Eden. So that's how family started. A male and a female. So a family is actually the coming together of a male and a female to reproduce so that life will continue. Reproduction is like seedling. It's like a farmer who plants corn. When you plant corn, one seed of corn, it grows, it produces a corn cob made up of multiple seeds that will be replanted. So a farmer does not eat everything he plants. He reserves some for planting so that he can have a harvest the next year and continue. You eat up your seeds, you don't have anything. So God said, let us make man in our image, let them have dominion over the earth and replenish the earth. Replenish is very important. So the concept of marriage is predicated on the focus of replenishing the earth for man, for the continuation of life. So when a man marries a man, there's no possibility of replenishment because two men do not have the complete requirements for reproduction. If God wanted a man to marry a man, he didn't need to create a woman. If God wanted two women to come together to form a family, then there was no need for a man. But God created a male and a female. The Bible says he that made them from the beginning made them male and female. Why don't we respect the chastity of creation? Why don't we leave natural laws to be the way they are made to be? Why do we have now to allow men to sleep with cows and pregnant animals and produce something in between human and animal? Beloved, that's an aberration. But we see it rampantly all over the places. Government is even not fighting against it. Rather, they are encouraging it. But the natural thing is for a male to fuse with a female because each of them has something that will complement each other to produce life. Whether it is a tree, whether it's animal, whether it's human, that's the way God made them. So family started right from creation. So that takes us to how we also need to form a family. When a child is born and he grows to maturity, there is need for marriage to take place. But before marriage can take place, there is need for the conducive environment. And it is the man, in most cases, almost every part of the world, that would initiate the marriage. He goes out to look for his wife. The Bible says, so a man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. So the man takes the step in most cases. That's why it's difficult for you to see a woman going to kneel down and propose marriage to a guy. Most times it is the other way around. But before that can happen, the man must create an enabling environment, a conducive atmosphere or environment, just like God did in the Garden of Eden. And in so saying, the man has to, number one, be self-sustaining or dependent. A boy is not ready for marriage if he is still depending on his parents. But when a man wants to begin a family, he has to create the enabling environment for that family to thrive. The first thing he does is to get a home. God created the Garden of Eden. He got a home for Adam. So the young man must get a home, a place that you own, either by rent or by building, as the case may be. You can start by renting. As your resources grow, then you can own your own house so that you establish self-dependency. The second point is the young man must have a regular means of income, because now you're going to take somebody's daughter and you need to provide for her. Whether she's working or not, if she's working, then that can complement her. But it is the responsibility of the man starting the family to ensure that there will be sustenance in terms of, daily needs, clothing, food, shelter. Those are basic necessities the man must ensure that will be available. The third point is that the man must be emotionally and psychologically responsible. It is said that it is men that marry, not boys. A young man that is still emotionally dependent, you can't handle yourself, your emotions. Any little thing you ask mommy or daddy, or you cry, you need to wait a little bit to develop your emotional dependence, self-reliance. So because we don't intend to do a long video, we need to take them bit by bit. So the three things we have done today to start a family is to stress the need for having a home, having a regular means of income, and being emotionally mature. We will continue this series after here. But go to this channel, make your comments. If what I have said resonates with you, give a thumbs up. If it doesn't, or there's an aspect you don't like, do your own comments at the appropriate places. And see you in the next episode. The Lord keep you well. If you have already started a family, may the Lord bless your home. If you are just about to start, come along with us in this discourse. You are going to have a home that is enviable. The Lord loves you, and we also love you in this channel. Bye for now.